Welcome back to New York Sports MC. We're going to go through the offensive line position, the most important position group for Joe Douglas and the Jets this offseason. We have to find a way to protect Sam Darnold, give him some time to throw down the field, but how do we do that when we don't have a single long-term answer at any one of the five positions? Here's my thoughts on how we get this done. First off, let's start with the left tackle position, the most important position on the offensive line, and one where I think that we were the best probably out of all five positions on the offensive line. Kelvin Beachum showed that when he returned, he helped to somewhat solidify the offensive line where they played much better than they did when he was out. I think with his veteran presence and how much of a leader he can be, as well as the fact that he's just a good person on and off the field, I think he would be a great mentor for some of these young guys we're going to bring in. And he still plays okay enough to where we can get by with him for another season, maybe two. So I'd bring back Kelvin Beachum on a 1 to maybe a 2-year deal with it 1 year being an option for the second year. Because like I said, we cannot fill all these positions in one off season. So I'd bring back Beachum on a short-term deal. And then to couple this, we'll jump right over to the right tackle spot where this is where I think the person that we draft will go. I really like putting them at right tackle the first year because you're not pressuring them to jump up from college to NFL and play the most important position on the left side. Also, if you look at the top 4 tackles in Wills, Wirfs, Thomas, and Becton, 2 of these tackles in Wills and Wirfs have played primarily on the right side in college. So now you're going to draft one of these guys, move them from college to the NFL, and move them from right tackle to left tackle. That's actually a lot of a young player. So with bringing back Beachum, if we did end up with a Wills Wirfs, we can put them at the right tackle spot, let them get comfortable with playing at the NFL level, and then after the year or two when Beachum moves on, we move them over to the left tackle. Even Thomas or Becton, I mean, it's always going to be a lot easier for them to not have to worry about that blind side and going up against that best pass rusher. Having them on the right side, let them get adjusted as well. Or if they really do that well, have them compete with Beachum. If they beat him out, maybe we can slide Beachum over to the right side for a year or two. I just really like Beachum's veteran presence, and like I said, we cannot fill every single position, so that's what I would do. And I really hope that one of these 4 tackles is available for us at 11. It's too hard to tell right now. With the combine still coming up, these players are going to be shifting around quite a bit. For the longest, it seemed like Andrew Thomas was going to be the first tackle taken. But now you look at Daniel Jeremiah's mock draft, and he had Mekhi Becton going to the Giants at number 4 as the first tackle off the board. So these people are going to kind of jostle around a little bit for right now, so it's going to be hard to tell who might be available for us. I'm really just hoping that one of them is. The way I have it for us, we got to go tackle in round 1 if we can get one of these guys, and then wide receiver in round 2. If these guys go before us, then we got to go wide receiver in round 1 and tackle in round 2. And if we're looking in round 2, we're looking probably at a Josh Jones from Houston. He has all the talent in the world, is just not as polished as some of those guys that we're looking to get in the first round. So that would kind of be my target. Maybe get a CeeDee Lamb or a Jerry Jeudy in round 1 and a Josh Jones, in round 2. Or vice versa, where you get a Wills, Wirfs, Thomas, or Becton in round 1, and then you get somebody like if Jefferson falls to round 2, or maybe even Michael Pittman, somebody along those lines in round 2. So let's move to the interior line here, and this is where I do have us bringing in somebody from the free agency market. I'd love to get a Tooney or a Scherf. Probably lean more towards Tooney just because he's shown Scherf does have the injury issues in the last few seasons. But if you look at this, I would love to bring them both in, and I think we have the cap space to bring them both in, but there are a lot of teams out there looking to improve the offensive line. First of all, neither one of these guys may hit the open market as their teams can re-sign them, but there's going to be a lot of competition for these free agent offensive linemen, and to try to say that we're going to get the best 2 guards in free agency, I think is just not realistic. I'm hoping that we can just get one of them. So if we bring in one of these guys, and then we sign back Lewis and I would bring in more competition, like a veteran around that talent level, like a second, third tier guard, to compete with Lewis for the other guard spot. So we're not just handing Lewis the keys. I think he played well, but not that well to where it's the position's yours. No, we don't have anybody like that on our offensive line right now. So that would be, I think, the most realistic. We won't say the most ideal. The most ideal would be you get Tooney and Sheriff, and there you go. There's your guards. But I think the most realistic is you get one of the two at one of the guard spots, Lewis, and somebody to compete with him for the other guard spot. That's also why I don't have much going for Conklin. I don't think it's, again, realistic that we're going to get all these top-tier offensive linemen in free agency. But also, he does have some issues as well, and I want us to draft that tackle for that spot. I'd rather Conklin go to a team like maybe the Browns or somebody like that, where that's picking ahead of us, to kind of free up a team from ahead of us to not have to draft a tackle, so one of these guys can fall to us at pick 11. I think that's the best bet for us. So now if we move on to the center position, I think Harrison played pretty well. I would bring Harrison back, but again, just like I said about Lewis, even with Beachum, I said have the rookie compete with Beachum at the left tackle spot too. We need to bring in competition. None of these guys are good enough to just say, here's your position. So what I would do is, in the third round, I'm picking a center that's still available. There's a few centers towards the top of the draft, or towards the top of the center rankings, that are pretty good, and one of them can easily fall to us. Again, it's too early to tell who might be available in that third round, but I think that's a spot where you can get a center who can definitely come in and compete with Harrison. So that's what I would do at the offensive line position. So just to recap, I'd have Beachum at the left tackle. I'd have Tooney or Sheriff at a guard spot, and then Lewis at the other guard spot competing with another veteran. Center, I'd have a competition between Harrison and the center that we would select in the third round. And at right tackle, I'd have the rookie, whoever would be available in that first round. So either Wills, Wirfs, Thomas, or Becton. And then if we had to go second round, I'd have Josh Jones. So I'd love to hear what you guys think. Where did I go wrong? What would you guys do with the offensive line position? If you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the thumbs up, notifications, so you get all the updates as I'm sending out more videos. And as always, Jet up.